All right, today we have evacuation kit, box number 2. As you can see, and probably guessed, this is my food and supplies box. Now, the purpose of this is in case I have to evacuate the house for whatever reason and have to leave at a moment's notice. This way I have all my emergency food together in one spot with supplies, to cook the food and everything, and I can just grab it and go. The great thing about this though is with any of my kits, I try to make them multi-use kits. So, I could use this for my evacuation kit. I can use this if I go car camping. I could use it at a party, whatever. And I like to use it because that way I rotate the food that's inside. I can change it up all the time. I can make sure that nothing expires, change the variety or whatever, improve it, tweak it, whatever. So if you see, there's going to be some things missing in this box, and I'll point it out as we go. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, drop me a comment. I appreciate it. So this also, Dubs, is part of my emergency preparedness for my food storage. A subscriber had requested I do a video on that. My stores are currently running low, so not a really good time to do that video. I'll have to do that at a later date. But this is a small portion of my emergency supplies as well. So let's take a look inside. Or actually, real quick, obviously you can see it's a cooler. This is the Coleman Extreme 70 quart cooler. You can pick them up pretty reasonable. There's been some really good tests on there. It fared pretty well for the price range. And I found, they say it's supposed to last 7 days, 90 degrees. I've gotten by with 5 days, and everything's been really super nice and cold. It's a great cooler, though, to store this kind of stuff in because it's a nice, hard, rigid thing. My box 1, my gearbox, sits on top of this because it doesn't crush or anything. It's very convenient to move. It's not heavy at all, and it's just a really convenient box because when you do throw this in the closet or in the garage, wherever you choose to store it, it keeps out dirt, dust, insects, pests, whatever, so everything in there is, in great shape. All right, let's take a look inside, see what we got. All right, first thing when I open it up, there's a nice little cheap, inexpensive light. There are a multitude of cooler lights out there. I chose this one because it was very inexpensive. I think it was around $7. Easy to replace the batteries. I don't have to remove it to replace the batteries. And you can pick them up on Amazon, and I'll leave it down in the description in case you're interested. They also have the bar light. This one worked out great. I mean, it works great at night, and as you can see, the battery's running low, so it went out because, obviously it operates. It goes on when you open it, and when it goes off when you close it. Actually, this one I think has a 30-second window. I think it goes off again in 30 seconds, so you don't run the battery down. All right, so on to the supplies inside. Now, this isn't going to be anything, unseen before, any dramatic difference than probably anybody else's emergency supplies. But, it's interesting to see the different takes on stuff. This stuff changes constantly. And as you can see, there's a big gap right here. And the reason for that gap is I'm trying out a bunch of new stoves. I got a billy pot that goes in here, but I'm using that right now. All going through some testing. I picked up a couple of stoves that I want to try. Something that works long term and is very versatile. So I picked up the Bushbox XL, and I also picked up the Generation 2 Firebox. And those are both being tested out right now, and I'll do a review on those later. You might want to check out Steve's site, though. He does have a large variety of items for sale on his site, which is really cool. Bushbox, it has a limited number of things on their site, so you might want to check it out. Check both websites out. Okay, so to start out with, these Nalgene canteens. Nalgene's are a little bit cheaper than Platies. Platies are awesome. I have a ton of Platies. Personal choice, whatever you like, whatever you can afford. I like this one because it collapses down so small. I like that it has the wide opening, makes it easier to filter water into it, and it does stand up. It's also easier to clean it and dry it out. You can pop that open, shove a bunch of paper towels in here, and turn it upside down, and it dries out perfect. Works great. Nice little ring for carrying, very handy because it can get a little bit heavy. But it's great for cooking. That definitely went in here. This, I'm going to have to do a review on later with the stoves. I got a steal of a deal on this. This is the GSI Micro Table. Steve sells them on fireboxstove.com as well. I don't remember I picked this one up. It was either REI, it might have been Amazon, but I got it for $27, including the shipping. So that was an amazing price. This is a great table. I'll have to go over that later. And then this came off Steve's site. And I like it. It's a nice size. You could use it for, fuel if you want to run alcohol. I use it for cooking oil. I like it. It's nice. It's convenient. It's easy to squeeze out just a little bit instead of a gushing amount. So it works out pretty well. Then I tossed in, I should really fill this up and leave it in the refrigerator. That way I could grab it, in an emergency and be ready to go. Because I doubt that I'm going to remember or have time to open this up to grab eggs before I leave. So actually I think I'm going to do that. This also works out obviously really well for car camping. I did throw it in here because if I do have time, like they say that, hey, you've got 10 minutes. It's not going to take me about 30 seconds to load up my 2 evacuation kits into my vehicle. So I'll have some extra time. I would like to grab, some frozen, some steaks and chops and, or some bacon, some eggs, that kind of thing. So if I have time, great. So I'm going to put this actually in the refrigerator, loaded up, ready to go. And, okay, gloves. Why do you have gloves in here? All right, well, if you have stuff like, chicken, steaks, chops, or something you've got to pull guts out of, it's a really good thing to have gloves. I really don't want to be pulling out fish guts with my bare hands. Personal choice, though. So I keep these in here. And you could also use them in an emergency because they sit right on top in case of a first aid emergency. I know that there's gloves in there. The rest of the stuff is pretty standard. Everybody's seen this kind of stuff, so I'm going to go through it rather quickly. Like I said, everything changes by taste, by dates, whatever. If you have any suggestions for different food, that's great. One tip on the Idaho and potatoes, if you don't like instant potatoes, I didn't like these at first, add a little milk. I even use them at home now for non-emergencies because they taste great. You put a little milk in there, it helps take away from that dry, flaky kind of taste. And for out in emergencies, you can use dried milk. Great product though. Get a bunch of servings in a nice, inexpensive package. I think they cost like around here 98 cents at Walmart for a package. Cheaper when they go on sale. I tossed this one in here because I didn't have the room in my clean canteen in my bug out bag, so I had an extra one. Because I don't have any water in here currently because I don't want to have to keep changing it out. I'm really busy, trying to do product reviews and videos and other things in my life. So, I do my bug out bag and my car bag on seasonally. So I think this is going to be a really good option for in here, so I don't have to worry about it because these have a 5-year shelf life. I like them. They have these. They come in boxes. They come in cans. They come in these foil packets. Whatever your preference is. I prefer these because you can store a lot more than you can the cans or the cardboard boxes. And I seen a video somewhere and I still can't remember it and I can't find it where someone had the cardboard boxes of water and they had mold on them. I don't know if it was because of where they stored them or if they had a leak or what, but didn't want to risk that. The foil works great for me. So I think I'm going to order some more of these. You can get them pretty reasonably on Amazon when they go on sale. Bear Creek cheddar broccoli soup, awesome. What can you say? Very inexpensive, like $3. 8 cups of soup in here, 1 cup servings. Very good stuff. They also delved into pasta now. I've seen at Walmart that they have a different varieties of pasta. Some mushrooms to add into some stuff to make it taste good. I do have spices and tools and spatulas and all that kind of stuff. They're all in my belly pot, so I'll have to go over that later. But I do have cheapy $1 can opener. I have the military ones, but those are in my survival kits, so this works out good. Tyson canned chicken. I wasn't really big on canned meats until I started prepping. Once I started prepping, and I tried this stuff, it's really not bad. It's got a really long shelf life, which is cool. I think this is what? It's good till May 2018, or it says used by May 2018. So you got a really long storage life on it. It's not bad, especially if you throw it in other things. Some of them can taste a little rubbery, but decent product. Good price. Nice to have options. And then again, these were just in a nice little convenient package. They don't expire for like a year from now. So I just toss them in there. Again, I use this, so all this stuff is subject to change. All right, clean up. So in case I don't have water right away and I'm hungry and I need to eat something right away, I have some wet ones to clean my hands. And if I did have water, I got some camp suds in here to clean up. Okay. Over here a little bit. Just some noodles and sauce. You can get rice and sauce, whatever your preference is. Again, you can use powdered milk for stuff like this to substitute for no real milk if you can't grab it. Very inexpensive. They go on sale. You can get them for $1, sometimes under $1. Mountain House, you know, this is all staple stuff. I'm sure you have seen all this stuff before, and there's probably people dropping off this video like flies, but this is a really great emergency type food system to get because super lightweight. You know, yeah, it requires water, but it's all contained. You don't have to dirty dishes up or anything like that. They have some really great tasting stuff. And Emergency Essentials, I'm going to give them a plug. I don't get anything from them, but I've ordered from them quite often. They're very quick. They're very nice, pleasant, and they have amazing prices on this stuff. This is usually they're the cheapest that I've found for this. And I like them because you can pick out individual meals. You don't have to get... I looked at the box stuff, you know, where it comes in the buckets or whatever. The problem is I don't like rice. The only rice that'll ever pass my lips is Rice Krispies. Other than that, ugh, can't stand the stuff. And there's a lot of rice meals in those buckets. So for me, that's wasted money. So I'd rather go pay individually, cheaply, and get what I like, though. You know, what I'm going to eat. They have a nice variety. So you might want to go over there and check out their supply. Their prices are really, really, really good. So I have quite a few of those in here. And, you know, if you can afford them, great. If you know, even if you get them a few at a time, you know, or go in with somebody and split the shipping, it's really a good deal. My local Walmart is phasing out of Mountain House and going for Backpacker's Pantry. I've never eaten the stuff, so I don't know if it's any good or not. Let me know if it's any good or not. Just a drink kit, hot drinks, cold drinks, it's pretty standard stuff. You know, everybody's staple ramen noodles. The cool thing about these is not only are they super lightweight and super cheap, you can boil these down a little longer and they'll turn into noodles and sauce. In case you're not hip to having soup one night, you can turn it into like a side dish or whatever. Throw some other things in here, mushrooms, whatever your preference is. Works out good. A little bit of beef in there and you got a decent meal. Beans. What emergency kit would be complete without beans? Bush's Baked Beans, original, love them. Gotta have them. Comfort food, always a good thing in emergency. Speaking of comfort food, gotta have a pack of goodies. Varieties of M&Ms, nuts, Snickers bars, stuff like that. You know, chocolate always makes you feel good. Very high in calories. Twix bars, whatever it is that you like. You should always have stuff in here for your morale, not just basic survival. Speaking of morale, God, I picked up a bunch of these and I gave one away as a gift for Christmas. And I had quite a few of them left, so I decided to keep one for myself. This is a Jack Daniels, nice leather. You can put bleach in here to sterilize water, but I'm going to put alcohol in here. I'm not a big drinker, but every once in a while it's nice to have a little kick. All right, now MREs. Again, from Emergency Essentials, this is just some stuff that I've robbed out of other kits, stuff that I like. So I put all like the snack stuff together, the snack breads and pound cakes and stuff like that. And they're actually really not bad. I mean, for shelf-stable food, they don't have a funny aftertaste. At least I didn't find them to. And again, you can pick and choose the stuff at Emergency Essentials what you want. And then just some heater bags. Okay. Now, I did eat one of these. It was okay. I mean, it's not gourmet food. It's edible. It doesn't taste too bad if you season it up. But it's nice because you don't need any water. You can eat it cold if you want to. I don't recommend that. They taste much better when they're hot. But again, for emergency food, it's not a bad option. It's always good to have a nice variety of things so you don't get sick of eating the same things over and over again. And this, you know, and eat this stuff, you know, not on a sort of regular basis, because if not, you better have a good supply of different medications. You know, antidiarrheal and, you know, the other one to keep you from getting plugged up. Because this stuff, anytime you get emergency food that you're not used to eating, it can play havoc on your digestive system. So just keep that in mind if you didn't know already. And also with MREs, there is military version and there is civilian version. As you can see, there's quite a difference. Military packs in more stuff, more goodies. Plus their little condiment little kit in there, way better. You get way more stuff in there, very cool. So it's something you might just want to keep in mind. There's really no taste difference or anything like that. I think they get all their stuff from the same suppliers. You just get a better supply of stuff. Again, your choice. You can field trip them. You can keep them all together. Whatever works for you. Okay. Then again, here's some my favorites. I got some peanut butter, some chocolate peanut butter, and I really like the jalapeno cheddar cheese spread. Man, that stuff is awesome. Really good for shelf-stable stuff again. So cherry pick some of those from that site. Very, very cool. Here's a great product. This is the Zippo brand, and this is just a random one thrown in here. I purchased these, I think, from ECOP. Amazing price. I searched all over. I always check in and try to get the best price going. These came in a really nice tin. And I think there's like 8 to 10 of these in a tin. And by the time you average them out and everything, I think I even got free shipping too. They were like $1.20, maybe $1.30 a piece. So really, really cheap. These things work really well. These little hamburger patty type thing. They're not scored very well. They're supposed to be scored so you could break them like in quarters or whatever. Best thing I found, take them out of here, throw them in a Ziploc bag, break them up in there. That way all the shavings that are going to fall out, which they're going to, you can sprinkle those on top of your wood too. These work really, really well. There's no aftertaste. It's cedar and wax. Don't know exactly what kind of wax is in here. They don't really tell you. But I've barbecued with this stuff and I've never had a funny taste on meat. So totally recommend those. A lot of different brands. You can get them a lot of different places, whatever works for you. And then again, another really, really cheap find, so I threw it in here. I also use this for car camping, so sometimes it's nice not to have to eat with a spork. You can eat like a human. Again, this kit ran me, I think it was like $8. I just couldn't pass it up at that price, so I grabbed that. Alright, we're getting down there. Chunky, staple. Again, inexpensive, really good long-term storage. I've had these for a while. These expire in 2016. But it's a really great option. They're really hardy. I enjoy them. I use them at home, so they get rotated quite a bit. Again, you know, inexpensive way to start, you know, prepping or gathering emergency food without breaking the bank. You can buy stuff you normally eat and rotate it out. So I got to have some fruits. And these are Pop Tops. I'm not concerned with having Pop Tops in here because they're not really going to get crushed inside this container. I wouldn't recommend them for a bug out bag because they get squished or you fall or something happens, those pop open, the whole inside of your bag is ruined. So you're better off going with just bringing a can opener. Chili, I like the hot and spicy, chunky. It's nice. Obviously homemade is better, but This is emergency storage food, so they work out great. You can get them on sale. Again, I try to get most of this stuff when it's on sale. All right, we're getting down to the bottom of it. This I purchased. This is the GSI Bugaboo frying pan. I liked it because it had the fold down handle. This is really cool. I like this, and I purchased this primarily for like eggs, because for me, I have no luck with stainless steel cooking certain foods. They always stick for me. No matter how much oil I put in there, they stick to the bottom of the pan and tear everything up. So I thought, well, you know, non-stick obviously for certain foods, great idea, and I like the idea of having a frying pan. I might go to something a little bit smaller, but for right now, this is what I had. It also doubles for, you know, car camping, so that works out really well. You know, because I want to be able to use this stuff. I mean, I make sure I replace anything I take right away. That's why the food always changes too, because I rotate it out. You know, if I eat up all the chips, I get home and all I have is like candy bars, I'll throw candy bars in there. I'll use whatever it is I have and rotate this stuff out. So there's always stuff in here. So it's ready to go at a moment's notice if I have to evacuate. But again, I get to use it. I don't have to just throw it in a closet, forget about it, let it collect dust. You know, I want to use my gear as much as possible. So this, I'm not sure if it's going to stay in here or not, but this is one thing I did get for free many, many years ago. When I was a smoker, you used to turn in little Marlboro barcodes and you could get gear for them. So I got this kit, and I think it's cool because it's like the tin, almost reminds me of the tin pan stuff that they used to use in the 1800s or whatever to eat out of. You know, and you got bowls and you got the mugs and you got some plates. So you can eat like a human being. You know, you can use this for car camping. You can take this out. It doesn't have to be in here, but I just threw it in here right now. And that is the bottom of the kit. And there's a ton of storage in here. You know, you could see that it was not jam-packed in here. And not only is that for the stoves that I'm testing and my billy pot's not in there, but I also wanted to have some room in there in case I did have some time to where I could grab some steaks or chops or whatever out of the freezer. You know, I got a bottle of, big, huge bottle of water frozen in there, a couple of 2-liter like pop bottles in there with frozen water. So I could grab those, throw them in, you know, if I need to keep the meat cool. So it's nice to have options, okay? You know, I love having options. This changes constantly. You know, these are pretty much the staples. Everybody pretty much has generally the same stuff. If you have any questions, tips, suggestions, I'd appreciate it. Drop them down in the comment section. I wanted to make this video as quick as possible. Sorry it took so long. And there is one more box in the series, and it's going to be box 3, and it's going to be a little while. I'm still working on that with all this product testing that I got going on right now. And still having a little bit of problem uploading some videos, but I'm trying to work that out. So I hope this was informative to you. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I try to put out some videos on a wide variety of subjects. So I appreciate you watching, and work on your emergency kits. It's always a good thing to have. Start out small, do what you can afford, use whatever it is that you like to eat, and be prepared, because you just never know. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.